Basically, like music, I've always wanted to own my own music since I started making my music. And if you probably don't know this, but most of your favorite artists do not own their work.
People care so much more about your personal life than they do your work. And if you aren't open with your personal life, then they just make it up for you and share it for you.
Imagine Hollywood drama, but amplified times 10. For weeks, whispers and accusations have swirled around actress Blake Lively and filmmaker Justin Baldoni concerning their movie, It Ends With Us. But just when you thought you'd heard it all, a rumor detonated that's shaken celebrity circles to their core. Taylor Swift, Blake Lively's supposed confidant and longtime friend, has reportedly stepped into the fray, not to defend Blake, but to testify against her. Yes, you heard that right. The internet is buzzing with claims that Taylor, fiercely loyal and protective of her friends, has dropped receipts that could unravel Blake's entire narrative. What started as a behind-the-scenes movie conflict has suddenly morphed into a potential celebrity friendship implosion of epic proportions.
And being frank, if it were not for women giving me direct feedback in my own personal life and being a man who was willing to at least listen to them, there's no chance that I would be having this conversation. So the message, to answer your question, the message is very simple. As men, we need to embrace all of the parts of us that make us human. That's it. It's very simple.
The story so far has been Blake Lively alleging unfair treatment and negative press orchestrated by Justin Baldoni during the filming of It Ends With Us. Initially, many were ready to believe her Hollywood power dynamics, especially for women, are often skewed. But now, insiders are claiming Taylor Swift has presented evidence, receipts, if you will, that paint a dramatically different picture. These supposed receipts point to serious inconsistencies in Blake's version of events, suggesting her claims might not hold water under scrutiny. Suddenly, the narrative flips. Instead of Blake as the wronged party, questions are being asked about the accuracy of her account. The close bond between Taylor and Blake, once seemingly unbreakable, is now at the center of a swirling vortex of speculation and doubt.
She said, just read it, because I was looking for movies that could be commercial and speak to the human experience. And
were you reading romance novels?
And I had never read a romance novel.
Never?
And she said, just trust me, read it. So I read it, and by the end of the book, I couldn't even read the text on the page because I was crying so much. My wife was in bed next to me, and she's, I got snot coming out of my nose.
To understand the shockwave of Taylor's alleged involvement, we need to rewind. The conflict between Blake and Justin began subtly, masked by initial praise and excitement for It Ends With Us. Blake, a major star, joined forces with Justin, the director and co-writer, to bring the beloved novel to life. At first, it all seemed harmonious, but then whispers started. Rumors emerged that Blake felt overshadowed, creatively stifled. These whispers soon morphed into accusations. Blake's camp alleged that Justin was behind a campaign of negative leaks to tabloids, designed to undermine her credibility and control the narrative around the film. Many bought into this. It seemed plausible. Another example of Hollywood's murky underbelly where powerful men might sideline female leads. Sympathy naturally gravitated towards Blake.
I mean, I internalized that as opportunity. Like, we had such a responsibility to this audience to deliver something and to have the opportunity to deliver something for a passionate group of people.
Yes.
As someone who is so deeply passionate myself, I was so excited about that. I would so much rather have that.
But the plot thickened dramatically when Justin's team unleashed a barrage of screenshots, text message logs that completely upended the narrative. These weren't curated snippets. They were extensive conversations, revealing a very different behind-the-scenes dynamic. The texts suggested Blake might have been the one applying pressure, attempting to exert control over the film's direction, marketing, and even its narrative framing. And it wasn't just gentle suggestions. The messages depicted an assertive figure invoking her powerful connections, her husband Ryan Reynolds, other A-listers, and influential friends, implying that if her vision wasn't honored, she could unleash her network to shape public opinion and even influence the film's final cut. Suddenly, Blake's initial story of being undermined looked less like victimhood and more like strategic maneuvering.
And humanity are inherently good. And they crave nutritious food in their soul, just as they do in their bodies.
Even before Taylor Swift's name exploded into this drama, it had been quietly hovering around the edges. After all, Taylor is a force of nature and entertainment, her opinion carrying immense weight. Speculation arose about whose side she might privately be on. But publicly breaking ranks? No one saw that coming, especially considering how publicly supportive Taylor and Blake have always appeared. Yet the deeper we delve, the more the picture shifts. Let's not forget how innocently this film project began. It Ends With Us, a beloved novel known for its emotional depth, was ripe for cinematic adaptation. Justin Baldoni, celebrated for his heartfelt storytelling, seemed like the perfect fit. Blake Lively's casting only amplified the excitement. Initially, it was a recipe for success, a project built on mutual respect and creative synergy. But somewhere along the way, that harmony fractured.
But I was like just tracking him down, and then I finally got to read the script, and the script was a thriller. So that was a little confusing to me because he's like such a funny director.
Yeah.
And so I said, what is this? Because the script is definitely like a twisting, turning, intense thriller. Is it a comedy or a thriller? And he said, yes. So then every day on set, I was like, is today a comedy or is it a thriller?
It's a good mix
and
of
it's
both.
like, yeah, it's like really kind of over the top and campy and trashy and fun and like, kind of like my outfit, I guess.
The conflict escalated beyond whispers and leaked texts when Blake took legal action. She filed documents alleging unsafe on-set conditions, particularly during close contact scenes. She also pointed to comments Justin allegedly made about her postpartum appearance, claims that, if true, would severely damage his progressive image. Initially, these claims were deeply concerning. If Justin had dismissed Blake's comfort and made inappropriate remarks, it would be a serious blow to his carefully constructed public persona. The situation seemed to be tilting firmly against him. But then, Justin's camp responded with their own trove of communications. These weren't just defensive denials. They were proactive displays of evidence. Texts emerged showing Justin repeatedly checking on Blake's well-being, concerned about her physical comfort, even referencing his own chronic back pain to empathize with potential physical strain on set. These details cast a completely different light, suggesting a director who was conscientious and considerate, not dismissive or insensitive. The industry is now watching closely. Justin's strategy of transparency, releasing comprehensive evidence logs instead of carefully selected snippets, has resonated. Colleagues are publicly voicing support, and many who were initially on the fence are now leaning towards seeing him as the more credible party. And then there's Taylor. Her rumored receipts are arriving at a pivotal moment, just as crew members, initially hesitant, are starting to corroborate Justin's account, describing instances where Blake's behavior seemed strategic, to say the least. Even Blake's lawyer reportedly jumped ship, citing irreconcilable issues with her story, a damning indicator in itself. The weight of Taylor Swift, a figure synonymous with loyalty, potentially siding against Blake, is a devastating blow to Blake's credibility. Will Taylor's evidence ever see the light of day officially? We don't know. But the industry buzz suggests that even if these receipts remain behind closed doors, their impact is already being felt. Producers, directors, studio executives, the power players are watching, and their future decisions about collaborations with Blake Lively may already be in motion. The film itself, It Ends With Us, now faces an uphill battle, forever overshadowed by this explosive drama. And the biggest question of all remains, in the wreckage of this Hollywood feud, what will become of a friendship once thought to be unbreakable?